Hey everyone, if you're not already familiar, Zeet is a platform to deploy and operate your Kubernetes and cloud native workloads on your cloud. We're always looking for ways to bring Kubernetes and cloud native technologies and then all of your cloud technologies, make them easier to interface with, and excited to announce a new interface to Zeet, which helps us along that mission. We've long had a web UI, a CLI, and an API that many of our customers integrate with, but one of the most commonly requested interfaces is a Terraform provider. If you're not familiar, this is really going to be helpful for teams that are already using Terraform and Kubernetes alongside each other. This provider is going to give you a way to take all of the configuration that is in Zeet and pull that into a Terraform module that you own yourself. There's two big reasons that we see people adopting this Terraform provider in this early access, so I'll walk through those now. The first reason is for teams that are looking to adopt GitOps. This is a really critical step. GitOps is the idea of storing all of your configuration, all of your code in a GitHub repository and using the Git workflow to make changes. This means every time you're pushing a new change, that's going through testing and that's going through some rollout, and everything from a code version to the configuration that supports those applications is stored in that Git repository. This is now possible thanks to this Terraform provider. All of the configuration that currently goes into your clouds, your clusters, and your various Z projects can now be stored in one Terraform module enabled by this new Terraform provider. The other big reason that we've seen people adopting this Terraform provider is it makes it much easier to make big sweeping changes across sets of projects at the same time. By serializing all the configuration into HCL that you can see in a text file, you can do things like find and replace across many projects, or you can go and make multiple changes to multiple projects at the same time as one atomic operation. I'm really excited to get this out there and get this into your hands. I think we're going to see a lot of new use cases enabled by it. So would love to have you try it out.
Let me give you a quick demo of how to manage your Zeet projects with Terraform. Here in this sample repository, I have a few Terraform modules defined. Let's take a look at the container module. Here I'm importing the Zeet Terraform provider, and I'm defining a few resources like my group, my subgroup, and a container project. You can see my source, networking, and other definitions in Terraform right here. Now let's try to deploy this project. In the Zeet new project page, I'm going to be using the Terraform stack project. Let's paste in the module source right here. And you can see that Zeet automatically generates a backend definition for you. And this one is in the S3 bucket. Now we can add a few variables like my team ID, my cluster ID, and so on. Let's take a look at an already set up project. This is the same project I already set up before with the right team ID, cluster ID, and my API token. You can see that this is using Terraform 1.4 and using the same Terraform source. Let's try to deploy this. In the workflow page, I can trigger a new workflow using this button right here. A workflow looks like this with a few steps, and they're customizable to your use case. In the plan step, it will show you all the resources that will be created using this Terraform module. After approving the plan, you will see the application log right here in steps and the Terraform output. Let's take a look at the project that's being created here. In my subgroup, there's now a my container, and you can verify that it has the same network settings and the same Docker source, just like we defined in the Terraform module. And if you update these Terraform modules, you can restart another workflow run right here in the Terraform workflow page. If you have more questions about Terraform modules and the Terraform provider, you can check out our documentations and the Terraform provider documentation on the Terraform registry. Thank you.